Welcome to the Math Record. Today I'll be covering the ICTM Regional 2015 Division AA Precalculus, which I'll be answering questions 4, 10, and 12 in this video, and then questions 15 and 17 in the next video, and then the final video I'll answer questions 18 and 20. As usual, I'll scroll down all 20 questions if you want to answer these by yourself, and I'll give the answers at the end. So that's all 20 questions. Now let's begin with number 4. X and y are real numbers such that x squared plus 3xy plus y squared equals 60. Determine the maximum possible value for the product x times y. So usually when you see these type of questions where the coefficients are the same, because x squared and y squared, they're both coefficients of 1, you could substitute one of the variables with the other. So let's substitute y with our x. So let's say y is equal to our x. So we have x squared plus 3x. So your y is equal to your x, so that's 3x squared. And then y squared would just be x squared is equal to 60. So adding these together, that's 5x squared equals 60. That means x squared is equal to 12. So we don't really need to find out what x is anymore because remember your y is equal to your x, right? So that means x squared is also equal to x times x, which is also equals to x times y, which is what we're looking for. So that's just equal to 12. And that is so that's your answer for number 4. Okay, question time. The probability of a certain man to be alive 25 years hence is 3/7, while independently, the probability his wife would be 25 years hence is 4/5. Determine the probability at least one of this man and woman is alive 25 years hence. So basically what I like to do is that I like to make a kind of like a table. So let's say the first part is the man and then the second part is the woman, right? So it will be 25 years. So 25 or not 25. So I'll just put 25 here so it makes sense. So 25 years and then not 25 years. So N 25. And then 25 years for the woman and then not 25 years for the woman. So we could just label this A, B, C, D, which is what I usually like to do. So that's a C and D. So they said that the probability a certain man will be alive is 3/7 for 25 years. So 25, so that's A plus C. So A plus C is 3/7. And they said independently, the probability his wife will be alive 25 years hence is 4/5. So 25 years is A plus B is equal to 4/5 for the woman. So the key word in this sentence is they said independently. And independently has a really cool property in probability. It's basically saying that if one event occurs, it shouldn't be dependent on another event that occurs. So the probability of something else shouldn't affect that probability. So what that kind of translates to in these variables is says the probability of the women to be alive is 4/5. So what's the probability that given that the man is alive, that she will be alive 25 years hence? So the probability of the man being alive is 3/7. So what's the probability of her being alive? We gotta look at the chart. So the probability of the man being alive is A plus C, and the probability of the woman being alive is A plus B. So where do they intersect? Well, that's A. So you have to put up A here because that's the probability that both happens, that she'll be alive, right? Over the probability that he will be alive is equal independently to her being alive. And that's just a really cool like idea from probability. So that basically tells us that A is equal to 3/7 times 4/5, which is 12 over 35. And then from there, we just substitute these into these two equations to get our B and C. So our B, so multiply 7 here, so this gets 28 over 35. So to get from 12 to 28, that means B has to be 16 over 35. And then we need to find C. So for C here, multiply the top and bottom by 5, so that means 15 over 35. So to get to 12 to 15, that's a 3, so that's 3 over 35. So we're looking for that at least one of the woman and man is 25 years. So it's this one or this one, so it's A plus B plus C. So A plus B plus C, add them together. So that's 28 plus a 3 is 31 over 35. And that is your answer for number 10. Okay, now finally, question 12. If x is greater than 5, determine the largest value of k so that log of x minus k equals log of x minus 5 plus 3 has no real solutions. So I noticed that there's logs and then there's constant terms. So what I usually like to do with this is that I like to make them all into logs. So 3 is the same thing as 3 times log 10 of 10, like, right? Because log 10 of 10 is 1, so 1 times 3 is 3. So in a way, using log power rules, that means log 10, 10 to the power 3 is the same thing, and 10 to the power 3 is just 1,000. Okay, and let's say k is also some kind of log, and we could call that log um, 10 of x or something. It doesn't really matter. So that, well, actually, since they already use x, let's see log 10 of a. So then from here, we have log of x minus log of a equals log x minus 5 plus log of 1,000, right? So we have this equation. So now we could use some of the rules, which is basically if you're subtracting, you're actually dividing. So log of x divided by a is equal to log, and then when you're adding, you're actually multiplying, so that's equal to log 1,000 times x minus 5. So we have both logs here, so we could set the inner things inside equal. So x over a is equal to 1,000 x minus 5. So when they say that has no real solutions, right? If this has no real solutions, this is a linear term and this is a linear term. So for them to have no real solutions is if their slopes are the same, but their y-intercepts are different. And we know that their slopes could be the same if a is equal to 1 over 1,000. Because a is 1 over 1,000, right? The reciprocal of 1 over 1,000 is 1,000, so 1,000 times x is 1,000x. And this would distribute out as 1,000x, and then 1,000 times negative 5 is negative 5,000. So they have the same slope, but different y-intercept, because this y-intercept is 0, and this y-intercept is negative 5,000. So that gives us that a should be 1 over 1/1,000. But we're not looking for a, we're looking for k, so we could just plug it back into here. So the a would just be 10 to the power of negative 3. So then log 10 of 10 is 1. So then 1 times negative 3 is negative 3. So k is equal to negative 3. And that's your answer for number 12. And as promised, here are all your answers for all 20 questions. Well, thanks for watching, and I'll see you at the next math record.